Yo, it's your boy The Black Anglo-Saxon. I'm back here with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the LA riots. I'm going to be talking about the fact that there is some POC tension and coalition tension. The ADOS community, those who descend from American slavery, are now saying that they're going to sit this one out. And a lot of people have issue and concern with it. And today I'm just going to talk about a little bit how I feel about the situation, and it's kind of how I think most black people feel, most ADOS people feel about the situation. But before I get started, go ahead, like the video, share the video, leave a comment. But like I said, today, as everybody knows, what happened in LA, Donald Trump sending in the National Guard, the protests that are spurring as a result of the ICE raids that are starting in LA but are going to continue to move nationwide as a result of mass illegal immigration. And right now, the ADOS community is saying that they aren't necessarily participating or are not lending their social and political capital. First, let me start off by saying that I don't think that because people are saying that they don't want to lend their social and political capital to yet another movement means that they lack or don't have empathy for the very thing that is going on right now. I think that basically is just them acknowledging that fact that, look, we have exhausted ourselves and extended ourselves to help people who we've not really gotten the reciprocity from in the past. And not only have we gotten the reciprocity from, even though you might know individual people who are not racist or anti-black, anti-ADOS, you have the collectives who overarchingly are the collectives of people who are largely anti-ADOS, and that includes black immigrants. So again, I don't even think that a lot of people confusing this with, this is not xenophobia, this is not ADOS people saying that they hate Asian immigrants or Latin immigrants or black immigrants, etc. It's just simply saying that, look, man, all of these things that you all are experiencing are not normal or are not necessarily, no, they are normal. They're normal in America, but they aren't necessarily new to you. I'll say it like that. Because a lot of the rhetoric, especially on the Hellfire Twitter, is that, you know, y'all are going to be next. And it's like, we were first. So when we really had this conversation and we really get down and break into the guts of it, it's like, no, all of these complexes, the prison industrial complex, the gig economy, the not having access to labor, all of these things have been done and practiced on us. I've had conversations about global labor arbitrage with people, and they didn't necessarily want to listen or hear me out. Because again, when you got corporations who going across to exploit labor, now America just essentially said, and I'm talking about the wealth class specifically, Democrat and Republican, white and black, are essentially galvanizing or galvanized around having an illegal immigrant population because they wanted cheap labor to exploit. And so I've always told my friends, it's like, look, understand you can get tricked out your spot. Everything that's being given to you is not always good. Because when it comes down to it, understand that just because this country gives you something or makes you feel like you are a part of the team, there is always a catch. And black people, ADOS people, have tried to express this to y'all, and we've been met with, you know, y'all lazy, y'all don't want to take advantage of the opportunities that exist within America. And it's like, no, it's not that simple. It's not that straight black and white. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to really address the historical things that have happened, because a lot of people want to talk about, you know, this being fascist and authoritarianism, which it is, but we got to go back to the Bill Clintons, the Ronald Reagans, when we talk about trickle down, or when we talk about the mass incarceration and the creation of all of these complexes, when we talk about the Patriot Act and we talk about the surveillance state, all of these things have been a continuation of. That's why I always say that it's not a Trump thing. Trump is taking advantage of the institutions and the infrastructure that the privatization of America has allowed to blow and bloviate into this huge ecosystem, an ecosystem that now we're stuck in because, again, a lot of us have been tricked out of our spots. And what do I mean? You got feminists who've literally now begun to argue against the very women who they were trying to protect, because now if I say as a man, I identify as a woman, I can come into your locker room and your space, which is crazy to me. You got black people who, for what it's worth, during the crack cocaine era, again, it was a money move. Let's get the money, but never thought about and interrogated the actual fact that they were causing a damage to their own community and the transaction and what that will happen 20, 30 years down the line. Because as we see, we got tricked out of our spot. Even when we talk about the hustle culture, I talk about it all of the time. Richard Nixon gave us hustle culture because he said it would basically monetize, and what it has done is monetize philanthropy, monetize activism, monetize all of these different things, basically neutralizing it, destroying the black radical class, destroying the class of people who were posing a threat to the actual infrastructures that were being built by private capital. I made a comment in a post the other day on my Facebook about the very concept. Look, y'all love FDR and all of these people. FDR made a deal with the devil. FDR was a staunch racist who was sitting down with Robert Burns and said, you know what? Y'all are consuming the human capital of the nation at such a rate that we won't have this stakeholder group to actually have a functional nation. So I'm not going to necessarily send y'all away. I'm not going to necessarily usurp or uproot you in a way that I'm supposed to. I'm going to just give you enough so that we can continue this. And now what we see is that these same private institutions coming back. And so we're going to go into a little video where this young lady is talking about, the different things that's going on and happening. And it's a sad situation, but at the very same time, it is here. And you cannot blame people for not wanting to participate for whatever reason they do or don't. So, hold on.
Us over, you're shooting us all because of the color of our skin. All because we have culture, we brought it here, and we are who we are, and we love it here, and we help people here. That's what we're known for.
See, and this is the biggest mistake that a lot of people make when they come to America. Yes, you help people. Yes, you bring culture. But understand that America is built on cultural and labor theft. So everything that you're doing, everything that you're talking about, isn't something that we haven't contributed. A lot of people have contributed the same thing that you're speaking of. It's just that I tell people you're useful until you're not in this nation. And that is something that a lot of people don't necessarily or did not necessarily want to believe, because the notion was that Black people, ADOS people, didn't contribute, never offered anything, never built anything, and all of these different things. Again, you were here to be used and exploited as cheap labor without any rights, because the American people, the cost of living has ballooned to such an extent. The American people are so dejected that they're like, look, we can't continue to go this way because this right here is unsustainable. So what do? And they've done it before with Black immigrants, other white immigrant groups, where they bring in people and they allow them to exploit their labor. And then those people, once they get Americanized, it's like, oh, we've been hit with the okie doke. Yeah, you know what? They're getting over because this isn't a sustainable lifestyle. This isn't sustainable living. But again, yeah, y'all have helped people. You helped exploit your own people and us at the same time. You were here to disrupt a whole ecosystem. And again, I don't blame that wholly on you because, again, I understand global labor arbitrage. I understand America going in, destabilizing other nations to basically pull their best and their brightest and to basically use those nations as outposts for their own empirical endeavors. But again, a lot of you all should have stayed and fought those empirical endeavors in your own nations, but you chose to come here and be exploited on the back end. So here we are. And to say that we don't have any empathy for you is false. We do. It's just that right now, you all are trying to fight a scenario and a situation where we're telling you this is not the way that you fight in this moment. And we're not going to do it because immediately after, y'all want to call us niggas. Y'all want to say we lazy. Y'all want to say, oh, well, ADOS don't got no culture. Okay. Again, I think the ADOS community, the black community cares a lot about what's happening. But also understand that we've been through all of this. We were the practice. You all are getting a refined iteration of what is happening. You all are literally getting the end tools after it's been perfected. Mass incarceration started decades ago. The ICE is just an extension of the prison industrial complex. But understand, even in my community, I be trying to tell crazy Negroes, they say little nonsense like, oh, well, you know what? I'm going to invest in some stock with prisons. Okay, do you understand how that plays out? Because for every person who invests in that stock, the shareholders got to increase their profits. And to increase their profits, that means they got to lock up more people. So that's how we have situations where now the prison industrial complex is suing the state because the state has been captured by privatization because they got to keep the beds full. And so because they're not locking up enough people, the private prison gets to sue the state. That's a predicament that nobody can really grasp. Because again, gig economy, I've been telling people gig economy is bad for everybody. People want to talk about authoritarianism, fascism. That was just one more step into it. But y'all loved it because Obama did it. Understand that taking away your labor rights, not allowing you to comfortably advocate for yourself, to comfortably be able to go to a community meeting, to have a stable lifestyle to where you can actually advocate for yourself and it not be in conflict of interest of a private corporation that you're working for. You can't go to the community meeting no more because the school that you work at or the company that you work for might have something on a slate and you can't speak on that. Because business is authoritarian. And unfortunately, our state, through deregulation and a myriad of other means, have been captured. And what do I mean by captured? You can use the other word, conquered, co-opted, which is worse because what happens within that is that now we're in this system, in this ecosystem where you got conglomerates, right? For example, where take Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley, the tech industries, the tech companies, the same AI that we're using, the same AI that makes it efficient for us to thrive and survive in life is the same AI that has been used. Again, if we want to talk about all of these things, y'all not first. Y'all not first. The surveillance capitalism, the surveillance industry been alive and thriving. But guess what? We threw away Edward Snowden. He tried to tell us. We didn't listen to Chris Hedges. He tried to tell us. We didn't listen to Susanna Zuboff. She tried to tell us. There were people who came and tried to tell us. But now we're trapped in this ecosystem. And protesting in that way does not work. Ain't those people care? We always have cared. The only reason that you all have been able to come is because we cared. We're just saying that we're tired of doing it without reciprocity. This is a bad relationship. And as a person who's been on Capitol Hill, y'all don't reciprocate. Not the black immigrants, not the Asian immigrants, not the white immigrants, not nobody. Because when it comes to getting something specifically for my community, Ado's community, everybody is like, oh no, y'all don't deserve that. Y'all need to get off the victimhood train. Victimhood, 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 victimhood. Oh, here we go. Why we gotta keep talking about slavery? Or why we gotta keep talking about that? Okay, cool. Houses are unaffordable. That whole complex is catching up now because it's spiraling out, because now all of the covenants, all of the destabilization of, again, the same thing that they use to destabilize nations, they practice that on us. Destabilize the communities with eminent domain, with covenants, et cetera, et cetera. When they build, burn it down or take it, and perfected it. And then said, you know what, now we got to transcend it. We can't touch them, we can't beat them because now we look globally bad. So we're going to privatize it in a way where it doesn't necessarily cause the same tension. We're going to give them hustle culture. We're going to make them look at housing as an investment, but not as a tool and not as something to own and have as just a living person. Because everything is about chasing the bag. But go ahead.
Help people, and yet we're getting terrorized. We're going through this. Our families are being our babies are literally being ripped from our hands. If someone could please tell me if there's something we can do if there's something we could do to help our people, please just imagine yourself in our situation. Imagine your people are being terrorized. They're being ran.
We don't have to imagine. We have been there. Our babies have already been ripped from us. Again, Jim Crow, mass incarceration, all the way up. We don't have to imagine. We tried to tell y'all this. We would not be here if you all had the empathy that you're asking us for now. That's the whole point.
Over there. If you literally cannot have empathy for someone, I don't know what to tell you. You're an evil ass human being and you need help and you need God. You have no heart, and hell, there's a special place in hell for you. Karma is real and God will take care of them. Heartbreaking. I don't know what we could do to help. I feel so helpless.
No, what it is this is y'all karma. American trajectory will be different if all of the immigrant groups who came here actually stood with ADOS and fought for policies that centered and protected ADOS, because the policies that protect ADOS would have be protecting everybody. Because again, the gag is we were the first people. All of the products, all of the militarization tools that are being used on you all have already been done. This fascism, authoritarianism thing that y'all keep talking about, with it just being a Donald Trump thing, is not new. This has been a 20, 30, 40 year plus initiative, and now we're at the end of it. They're locking the doors. That's why I keep telling people, oh, y'all want to keep talking about better late than... No, we're at the end of this cycle. And the companies have fleeced America for so long that the state is beholden to the corporations. Everything that's being done right now is doing at the behest of corporations, because this whole process has been monetized. Y'all being put in cells, y'all being detained, y'all being shipped out is a monetized process now. And through some supply chain, somewhere people are getting paid. Possibly people who sit in Congress, who sit in the Senate, because they have conflict of interest like that. So again, when we have these different conversations, when we sit down and really get to the nitty-gritty of it, people don't hate Asian immigrants. People don't hate black immigrants. People don't hate none of y'all. Y'all wouldn't be here if we hated y'all. But the very people who you listened to and told y'all that we was the bad guy are now coming to rape you with no lube. And we're saying that, look, we don't got nothing for you. Our communities is in shambles right now. Budgets is being gutted. Motherfuckers is poor. Motherfuckers is broke. Motherfuckers got to work 5, 10 jobs just to be able to make the break even. And the people that y'all got in Congress, y'all love them because they be clapping and doing all of that, what do you call it, identity politics stuff? They using that to exploit y'all because them same people, I heard Jasmine Crockett get up there and talk about, oh, well, they gonna do it for cheap. That's not a flex. She basically saying that, yeah, we exploiting them too. Because that's what wealthy class do. They in the game of exploitation. So, yes, it's fucked up. And no, I don't think they're gonna stop here. Do I think they're gonna keep going? Absolutely. But the solution is not protesting the way that y'all protesting. I tell people in my community that. I've been trying to tell motherfuckers that before I even got locked up. But they don't listen. Again, they want to invest in the prisons because they just trying to chase the bag. They're not stopping to think and interrogate their own thoughts.
Hopeless. I just want to help with something. I just want this to end. I just want there to be peace like there was peace. I just want that. That's all I want for us.
Look, it ain't gonna be no peace. Because this is not just an American issue. This is global. When that other shoe drop in America, all hell is gonna break loose. Understand that. Understand that people think that I'm speaking in hyperbole. People think that, oh, he just talking. Look, authoritarianism and fascism has been here before. The private corporations are literally the king right now. Nobody want to do reparations, but really reparations is the silver bullet because the reality is America should not be in a position that it is right now because it is a very young nation. If y'all really, again, wasn't so anti-ADOS, y'all would understand that reparations, yes, it would destabilize America. Yes, it would redistribute the economy. But that's what you need because, again, all of the defense contracts, pull that back. All of this empirical nonsense, pull it back because now we got to give that money to these people who we've gutted the wealth from. Because a lot of these people that you all are fighting, y'all don't understand they built on a legacy of money that you can't attend with because it comes from motherfucking people who were the product, who was making product and didn't get nothing from it. So you ain't about to be the Carnegies. You ain't about to be the Vanderbilts. You ain't about to be the Donald Trumps. You ain't about to be none of them. Because they come from a time and a place, and their families come from a time and a place where they already had that bag. And again, this is not a all white people is racist conversation. This is a conversation about the legacy that shit is built on. Again, do I think every white person who moves into a impoverished neighborhood is trying to destabilize it? No. But as I've said in my previous videos, when wealth calcifies, poverty expands. And as poverty expands, guess what? Shit hit the fans. But y'all don't want to hear me. Y'all celebrate the gig economy. Y'all celebrate hustle culture, not understanding that business-to-business transaction also fuels the same business and the same tyrants that you're trying to get away from. You have to pull back. You got to slow down. I'm not saying starve your family. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is slow down enough so that we can begin to interrogate the actual things that we're doing. We in a student loan debt crisis, and people in my community who don't got a dime to their goddamn name is still sending their kids to college by the droves. Because we not even willing to stop and think and interrogate, yo, you know what? Maybe we should. Maybe we should hold off. I live in a community where Negroes, when Donald Trump said that, again, illegal immigrants are taking y'all jobs, they talking about my black job, my black job. That's not what you do, fam. Because the truth in the matter in that is that when you look at the Labor Bureau statistics, the actual data, we are overly represented in hospitality, in food service, in the low-rung jobs, not careers. And why is that? Let's have a conversation. But what they want to do, go on BT and talk about my black job. Because my community gets, again, we get tricked out our spot. We get tricked out our spot. Because instead of saying, you know what, I'm the anomaly, not the rule. Let's have this, let me force this conversation. But we got incompetent people in power, in representation. When Donald Trump say stuff like, oh, rat hole communities. Yeah, you know what? We do live in rat hole communities. Let's have a conversation as to why, Donald. But my community they don't listen to me either. That's why I'm like, y'all got it. I ain't about to be out here, not even for them. Because they tripping. They drunk. The mission that they on, they don't even understand which direction they going. They don't even understand they being tricked out their spot. Like I said, you got feminists who literally arguing now for men to be in a space because I identify as a woman at the end of this video. So let me go in a girl's locker room. What? What? Oh, let me advocate for more gig jobs. For all of the people who are in my age bracket, 35 and under. Your life looks so good on paper, but you still feel like shit in the inside because it's how you get it. It's how you gotta go get it. It was never supposed to be this way. It was never supposed to be this way. We was never supposed to have companies that have GDPs higher than fucking nations. A company higher GDP than a whole state. We got states that got higher GDPs than whole countries. Through privatization. We done privatized the roads, we done privatized the schools, we done privatized the water supply, and y'all talking about why do we have authoritarianism and fascism? Because we love chasing the bag. Oh, you know what? Nah, let them get their bag. Even if they gonna sell us drugs, crap, and bullshit, let them get their bag. This is the result of that. So young lady, I'm sorry for your community. I really feel sorry for your community. Right now, my community is going through something called Initiative 82. And I'm telling us that we gotta let the businesses fall in the same way that I'm saying that we gotta let all of this stuff recorrect itself. And I don't say that with no light heart. I don't say that because I hate nobody. I say it because, look, when the grass is trying to peek through the concrete, that's nature's way of trying to recorrect itself. All of these markets and ecosystems are trying to recorrect themselves. Y'all was never supposed to be exploited in a way that you're being exploited. Corporations was never supposed to seize government. Y'all mad at Donald Trump, but he's in the space and the car that he's in because they, through deregulation and privatization, gave him the car. Gave him the keys to the motherfucking car. And now y'all mad at him? Yeah, it's trash, it's garbage. Dude is crazy. He a lunatic. He a psychopath. He's selfish. He don't know what he's talking about. He's all of that. But we loved it. Our country loved it. Culturally, we are cooked because we love the very thing that's destroying us. We keep all this do as thou wilt. Where has do as thou wilt got us? Where has just get the bag got us? And y'all gonna lead us to y'all kids? Yeah, protesting in the street ain't gonna do it. And don't protest with the flag that you trying to protest from going to that don't even make sense. Come on, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. It's all love. It's no hatred. It's not xenophobic. This is an unfortunate kerfuffle that we all find ourselves in. And right now, Everybody prioritizing themselves because y'all, as these other communities, have prioritized themselves and tried to be in proximity to whiteness, and now they realizing, oh, we been bamboozled, but it's too late. I hope this is the wake up call for everybody. Please let it be the wake up call. Please stop thinking this just is about Trump. Please thinking this just is stop about party. Yo, we are being fleeced. Authoritarianism has been cool since forever because everybody want to be the boss. Boss hog. I'm the boss. I'm a boss, babe. I'm a boss, nigga. I'm a boss this. Because can't nobody tell me nothing, but I can tell everybody else what to do. You want to be a dictator. And now you just mad because you want the dictatorship rule. Y'all wanted to get to the top to treat niggas like garbage. And now y'all want people to protect y'all from the same thing that y'all was chasing. Again, sweetheart, my love. I talk shit to my community too. Stay tripping too. We all about to be cooked. But guess what? We ain't got it to give y'all. Because we getting cooked too. That's the whole look, and we been getting cooked way longer than y'all. We been getting no lube, baby. Talking about we next. Nigga, we been up on the chopping block since my grandmother just turned 90. God damn it. We been on a chopping block. I'm 35. Same conversation's been my whole life. Grandmothers, people's been having the same conversations, man. Come on, man. We ain't next, man. We been trying to tell y'all. But oh, y'all just playing the victim card. Y'all playing the black card. You remember that? Y'all playing the black card. It ain't the black card. We understand that they've been using certain systems and building certain, again, socio-economic systems, ideological systems. It's not all white people, but understand that wealth, them white wealthy men, our founding thugs, created a system that even their kids don't understand. And that's why can't nobody find a solution, because they think that we just complaining. We think that they all fucked up. And now everybody just, Because nobody wanna sit down and just say, you know what, damn, I see. I'm not intentionally doing this, but this is the outcome. When I do something to my wife, I may not necessarily intend it, but that's the outcome. So I gotta sit and listen and be like, damn, you know what? I didn't think about that. Shit, you know what? You're right. My bad. Let me stop doing that. Because this is producing a particular outcome.